Okay, first things first. Let's tackle the technical processes. This is really about the how you design, build, and deploy your software in a way that's both fast and super reliable. At the very heart of all this is the software development lifecycle, or SDLC. Now listen up, because this is a huge tip for the exam. When you see SDLC, your brain needs to scream automation. It's all about creating that smooth, automated pathway to get code from a developer's keyboard into production without any drama. You know, a modern SDLC on Google Cloud really breaks down into three main stages. You start with continuous integration, or CI, which is all about constantly merging code together. From there, you automatically build and test it. And finally, you've got continuous deployment, CD, which is the art of getting that tested code out to your users safely. Okay, so that's the theory, but how does Google Cloud actually do this stuff? Let's get specific and map these ideas directly to the services you're going to be asked about. You might want to screenshot this, because this is basically your cheat sheet. When the exam says continuous integration, you think cloud build triggers. When it says continuous deployment, you think cloud deploy and its delivery pipelines. And for that all-important step of testing and validation in the real world, Cloud Run's traffic splitting is a perfect example. And the best part is, this whole workflow can be defined as code, making it totally repeatable. Okay, let's make this real. It's one thing to talk about it, but it's another to see it. So let's imagine we're on a team that manages a supercritical payments API. Let's see how their fully automated deployment works. Everything kicks off right here. A developer wraps up their work, it gets reviewed by the team, and they merge that pull request into the main codebase. That one simple action is what sets this whole beautiful machine in motion. And boom, the second that merge happens, a cloud build trigger fires. It grabs the new code, runs a whole suite of unit tests to make sure nothing's broken, and if everything looks good, it packages the application into a new container image. That's your CI part, right there, happening automatically. So once we have that shiny new container image that we know passed its tests, Cloud Deploy just takes over. It grabs the release and automatically promotes it to the first stop on our journey, the staging environment, which is a perfect mirror of production. Now this is the magic right here. This is how you deploy without holding your breath. Instead of a risky big bang release, we use Cloud Run to do a canary rollout. We send just a tiny slice of real production traffic, say 10%, to the new version. All the while, cloud monitoring is watching it like a hawk for any spike in errors. If anything looks off, the system can roll back automatically, and most users never even knew anything happened. Okay, we've totally nailed the technical pipeline, but now we gotta shift gears, because Section 4 isn't just about tech. It's about layering in those crucial business needs, things like governance, compliance, and of course, managing costs. And guess what? Just like before, GCP has specific tools for these business problems. So for the exam, if a question mentions change management or audits, your mind should jump to the manual approval gates in Cloud Deploy. If it talks about optimizing operational expenses, OpEx, you should be thinking about the power of serverless scaling in services like Cloud Run. Let's play out another scenario. This time, you're the cloud architect for an insurance company. They're heavily regulated, and they have a change advisory board, or CAB, that has to sign off on every single production release. Automation is great, but it can't just run wild. This is the exact scenario that manual approval gates in Cloud Deploy were built for. It allows you to automate everything right up to the front door of production, and then it just pauses. It waits for a human to give the final go-ahead. And here's why that's so important. The pipeline stops, it sends out a notification, and a human, like a release manager, has to go into the console and physically click approve. That click is logged, it's auditable, it's tamper-proof, it's exactly what you need to satisfy auditors and compliance frameworks like SOC 2. You've just blended the best of automation with the necessary human oversight. So we've walked through some really solid examples, linking concepts like CI/CD and change management directly to GCP services. But Section 4 is pretty big, so let's quickly touch on a few other key areas you'll want to have on your radar. For your own study time, definitely review disaster recovery patterns. You need to know the difference between pilot light, warm standby, and hot standby, like the back of your hand. Also, dive into site reliability engineering principles, SRE, especially things like error budgets. The exam also loves to ask about stakeholder communication, so be ready to explain how you translate technical metrics into real business impact. And don't forget about assessing your team's skills to choose the right tech for the job. Look, if you remember just one thing from all this, let it be this. Don't just memorize definitions. That's not enough. For every single process in that exam guide, you have to ask yourself, what is the Google Cloud tool for that specific job? Making that concrete connection, that's the secret to crushing Section 4.
And finally, as you're studying, try to think bigger than just the test. How are you going to take these ideas, automation, safe rollouts, governance as code, and use them to build better, more resilient systems in your day job? Because ultimately, that's what it's all about. Not just getting a certification, but becoming a truly great architect. Now go get 'em, good luck.